podcast where we talk to everyday people about everyday life. OTG, you already know what we're about to do. We have another guest with us today. Uh, just go ahead and pick him up. FYI, this guest is someone special to me. This is somebody I love very much. Best friend for more than 20 years. So it's going to be great banter, great conversation. I got his mic ready. So yeah, let's go ahead and give him a call. Let's see if they answer on the first try or on the fifth time. You know how it goes. Sometimes I have to double call. For those who know, no, I double call. Hey, what up, bro? Hey, man, I'm outside.
Okay. I'm going.
All right, bye. All right, he picked up pretty quickly, as he should after 20 years of friendship. So he's coming in now. Let's just give him time to get here. Uh, Guys, it's getting hot in Florida right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I work in the outside. That's why I have these crazy tans. See, look, just a couple of days back out on the road, and I'm already starting to be discolored again. So, yeah, we're just waiting to see. Oh, there he is. Good morning, sir. What's up, bro?
Pablo?
How you doing, brother? Before everything, go ahead and mic yourself up real quick. Just put it somewhere where it's close to your mouth. You can even put it on your keychain, on your necklace if you want.
Be fancy.
You can put it there. And oh, just careful that it doesn't touch your skin. So this is what I'm telling you. Put it like on a shirt or on your cadena. You can also put it on your cadena so it just falls right in front of you. There you go. Perfect.
My little baby chain.
Yep.
He's like 20 years old.
20 years old. Guys, I have with me, a.k.a. Flaco, a.k.a. Flakes, a.k.a. Flaquito El Harto, a.k.a. the dad, the second dad in our friend group, Earvin Dalvini. What's up? Serta, by the way. I'm throwing out his full gobble. How you doing, broski?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
I miss you, man.
Miss you too, man.
Yeah. All right, brother. So, before we get started, let me just kind of drop to you a little bit of what the podcast's about. It's called On The Go Podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday life. And there's four fundamental things that as the human race, I believe we have in common. One is the one is the life we live. One is the family we're born into and the family we've built. Three is our career, what we've chosen, why we're doing what we're doing for finances or economical situation. If we got there on purpose, if we got there in accident, and fourth, ultimately our belief system. People either believe in something, believe in nothing, believe in half truth, full truths, demigods, no God, you name it. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive into that a little bit. But it is 9:41 in the morning. 9:41 in the morning. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we need to get some coffee in it, something to drink, something to eat. So what you trying to do, bro? It's guest choice. Every guest has a choice of where they want to go to eat, where they want to get something to drink.
Damn, putting me on the spot.
On the spot, bro. And please don't be my wife telling me you decide and then not wanting to eat what I decided for us to eat.
You know what? You feeling fancy or
whatever you want, bro.
fast food? No, I'm not feeling fast food, to be honest.
All right, then whatever you want. We're past fast food, dog. We used to eat fast food when we were growing up, but we had no money. Now we have money. So what we trying to do, bro?
I don't know if they're open.
What?
There's a spot by. We can check out Whole Foods.
Whole Foods?
Yeah, they serve food.
They do?
Yeah.
Or like breakfast food? Or is it just like
It's like
well,
lunch.
guys,
It's like lunch.
he's very, very Dominican, and I also do this as well. But he eats dinner for breakfast, and he just throws an egg on
I
it.
eat whatever for whatever
yeah,
time.
just throw an egg on it, and it's breakfast. So I'm perfectly fine with that. You want to try Whole Foods?
Or you want Dominican food?
No, I don't really care.
Let's go to Whole Foods.
Whole Foods it is.
Let's go to Whole
You know how to
Foods.
go? You know how to get a Whole Foods?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because I've never been to a Whole Foods here in my life. So while we're on the way to Whole
We'll see what
Foods
they have.
to get some food, let's start off, bro. How's life been, bro?
It's like a 6-minute drive, by the way.
6 minute drive? All right. But how's life been for you, bro? How's life since last year, 2023, or even 2022, if you want to go as further as that, to now 2024, May? How's life looking for you, bro? How's Flaco doing life right now?
I mean, I can honestly say like it's the happiest I've been, practically like ever in life. Aside from like materialistic things.
Left or right?
We're gonna make a left.
Okay.
A left and then a right on Pines.
Gotcha.
I've been great. It's like I have more than what I need.
Mm-hmm.
Wife's good, kids good. Dreading the day she starts school because she's a
Mm.
pandemic baby. So
Mm.
she's been home with us all this time.
Mm.
Um, Living in the middle of nowhere, my only complaints are the mosquitoes. But other than that, it's peaceful, it's quiet. I can't complain too much. Things can be a lot better. Things can always be a lot worse. I like that. I like the hand that I was dealt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
I like that. Just because
Yeah.
some people sometimes don't like the hand that they're dealt. Oh snap! Don't like the hand that they were dealt, and sometimes complain about how life can, how horrible life can be, or just start to complain and not be grateful about the life that they even have. Because I've heard this recently, and I've told this many times before. You probably have heard it throughout the whole podcast already. But have the attitude of gratitude. I feel like if you're thankful and you're grateful for everything that you do have, no matter even if in a tough situation or a tough season or in a tough moment, you'll still be thankful for those tough moments. Like there's such things as good problems. Like, oh snap, who's gonna pick up my daughter for school? That's a good problem because you
Yeah.
have a daughter. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, oh snap, like how are we gonna pay the mortgage this month? Well, that's a good problem to have because you have a house
have
to
a
pay a
house.
mortgage. You get me?
Yes.
So like, there's always a silver lining in regards to any situation. There's something like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. Or I'm like, you should be thankful that this happened so you can have
Exactly.
this happen. So, I think it's awesome, man. I'm happy to hear that you're doing well. Obviously, as your best friend, somebody who loves you very much and knows you for a very long time. Guys, childhood, literally childhood friends. We childhood friends, like for you. You see my Facebook, he's all up in it. I'm telling you guys, we don't even use it anymore. But Facebook friends, we've been traveling almost every year as a
Pretty
group,
much, yeah.
pretty much. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. We have another guys trip coming up in August.
2 years.
Last 2 years, yeah, we
Yeah.
went to what was it, Tennessee, right? Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee was fun.
Nashville.
That Nashville, Tennessee was fun. Then we went to Seattle, Washington.
Y'all guys made me climb a mountain.
Yeah, Seattle. Oh my god. Oh guys, honestly, even if you become a parent, guys, be fit, please, because
Be fit. Be fit. Yeah. Just.
You want to tell them a little bit about what?
Yeah, I'm still sore. It's been almost a year. Like I'm still sore.
Oh my god, guys! Basically, what we went to go visit one of our other best friends, to go visit him, his wife, and all this other stuff, and just hang out. And then he had the bright idea to go ahead and let's go on a hike. Obviously, you guys know because of my type 2 diabetes, which I have an update on that I gotta tell you, but I haven't shared it with you. But I've been working out, changing the way I've been eating, just kind of being more active, making it more of a lifestyle change than anything else. You get me? And because of that is the reason why I was prepared and physically ready and mentally ready as well for the hike that we were going to. The hike was about, I think, like more than 2,000 feet in elevation. We live in Florida. We live at sea level, and we're all the way west coast by the mountains in Seattle, Washington. So we went on a 2,000 plus elevation hike, and it took us like about 2 hours and a half to get there, and about 2 hours and a half to get back, and that was just a hike alone. That wasn't
Like
including
4 hours up, 4 hours down.
yeah, it wasn't including the drive there. So this was an all day event. I'm not gonna lie, we didn't get to finish it because it started to get colder as we started to go up.
Next lane.
Next lane, make a left.
Yeah.
I started to go up, but yeah, once we were getting there, because guys, I was drenched in sweat. I was sweating. Shout out to Kristen, by the way. Those little mini lunch boxes are freaking amazing. That sandwich
I got a funny story about that.
was
later.
probably the best sandwich I've ever had in my life. Shout out to you, Kristen. Love you. And love you too, bro. Oscar, I love you too, man. But man, it was intense, and we got as soon as we got started,
It's like
Look,
20 minutes
20
in,
minutes in,
and I'm like, what did I sign up for?
he's gassed out. He has a pole. He's fighting for his life. And I'm like, bro, we just started in 20. And I'm not going to lie, guys. The only people that were properly dressed were the ones who lived there. Oscar and Kristen. Everyone
Anthony
else.
was in Vans.
Anthony, my friend Anthony was on the pod before. Was in Vans and a pink bucket hat. Bro, he looked like he was from
Dunkin'
Miami.
Donut.
For sure. We weren't ready. But thankfully, it was a good time. It was an awesome time. I would definitely do it again. My toes were hurting for like weeks on end. My calves were on fire. It was a great workout. But
Dude,
man,
my
dude,
thighs.
it was just, he was dying.
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait to come back down. And when I was coming back down, I was like, I'd rather go up. It was so much harder coming down.
Guys, it's because now we're fighting against going up. We were
It's
fighting
like
against
hitting the
gravity,
brakes
but now
every
hitting the
single
brakes because it was
step.
a very steep slope. So, and then I don't know. I got a burst of energy towards the end of it, so I just started running down the mountain all the way until we got to the bottom. Great experience. Loved it. Definitely would do it again. We'll see. We have another trip coming up in August to go to Oklahoma to go see left or right.
Right.
To go see another good friend of ours, but my cousin, but good another best friend of the group that we haven't seen in a while. So that's gonna be a movie. That's gonna be fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
So just to get off sidetrack a little
Okay,
bit
okay.
here. So the sandwich, best peanut butter or
No, it wasn't peanut butter. Oh no,
there
no,
was
no.
a peanut butter
Oh,
one.
he ate of. You're right. There was a peanut butter one.
Peanut butter and jelly. I've never had one before. You think what? Never had one as a kid. Not really. Never enticed me. Best one I've ever had. So literally, when I come back from Seattle, I still have that mountain high. It's like end of November, and I'm all like, I told my wife, yo, let's go on a hike. We have a trail by our house, so we go ahead and do that. I buy this fancy peanut butter, buy this fancy jelly, get prepared, leave it in the fridge overnight, and when we
The
start
peanut butter or the jelly?
everything.
Damn, fly
Just-
out
I
the
was-
blue. You're not supposed to put peanut butter in the fridge.
I don't know.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know, right? So we go on this hike. It's Florida. Ain't not a one. There's not even like a 1 foot of elevation gain. It was nothing but swamp. We actually went negative because we had to cross. We were knee deep in a swamp at one point in the trail, and we were like, crap. If an alligator or a snake gets us, we're done right here. Whatever. So halfway through, we sit down and we start eating the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And when I tell you that was the bootiest sandwich I've ever eaten, oh man.
You know why? You know it was so bad, bro. You know why?
Because
You know
my
why it
first one
funny?
was so good.
Yeah, bro. The standards are set high, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. The reason why it also tasted good is because when we went on the hike, we were empty. We didn't eat anything prior. We just went and left and got up and went to do the hike. So we were kind of starving because we didn't want to fill ourselves up because God only knows that we need to be vomiting while we're already on the hike. But that's why it tasted so good because you earned it,
Yeah.
bro. You earned it. Here in Florida, bro, there's no such thing as a
Nah, dude,
hike, dude.
It's crazy.
Florida.
It was so different too, cause in that trail, like, and when you were hiking, you could just hear you hear nature. Well, I mean, you heard it here too.
Yeah.
But the difference in Florida is every single step that you take, there's literally a critter crawling in the bushes,
Oh,
and you
heck
have
no.
no idea what it is.
Heck no,
It's
bro.
like a little lizard, a little iguana. It could be an alligator, a snake. Every single step you took, there was something always moving. So you were like on a high alert every single step you
Dang,
took.
your anxiety must have been through the roof.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had to calm my wife down, but I also kept it real.
Yeah, guys, take all this. Do not go hiking in Florida. There's
I mean-
nothing to do in Florida but if you want to have a good time in Florida, go to the beach.
Watch out for the gators.
Go out for the gators. Sharks have been coming out like crazy, so we're kind of wilding out here over here in Florida. But nevertheless, we're gonna go ahead and get this food, and we'll be back. So yeah, guys, we're back. We got our Whole Foods food. I kind of went a little stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got this big old salad. Shout out Type 2. You already know. Going crazy. What did you get? There's a lot of things here that I didn't even know, like Whole Food had, and to be honest, there's a lot of things here that I've never tried. So I just kind of just got it just to see, cause I'm good eats always.
It's not a pot with flaco if there's no soup involved.
Oh God, guys, this guy orders soup or he'll order milk at restaurants.
And y'all clown me on it every single time.
But I'm not
bro.
gonna lie, one time, bro,
Y'all
one time we were
try
at
it.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Was it Twin? Oh yeah, Twin
Twin
Peaks.
Peaks.
And he ended up getting some roasted something soup. And now I'm just trying to five-fold it. That was probably the best soup I've ever had in my life at a restaurant. It was so good.
Soup is religious in my house. Soup Sundays.
Yeah, dude, why do you eat so much soup? Do you know?
We just like it. It's just delicious.
It's just delicious.
And all different types of soups.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm pairing it up with zero sugar Zevia. Zevia, you're saying to sponsor me.
No free ads.
Got a free ad, yeah.
This is gonna be hot and it's like 100 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, you're crazy. You're drinking soup on a hot day. Guys, right now in Florida is like super hot at the moment.
That's good.
Yeah? It smells good.
Chicken enchilada. Or tortilla. I don't remember what I got.
I'm over here eating eggplant. I'm gay.
Can't say that no more. It means happy, guys.
Yeah, happy, happy,
Happy, happy,
Okay, I'm
happy, happy.
Hella happy. I'm happy I got Whole Foods in me. It's great. Well, now that we know how life is going, and now we know how you guys have been hearing our rant in regards to our adventures lately. So with that being said, how's two-part question? How was it growing up in the family that you were born into, and how did that translate to the family that you've created?
Oh, that's a good question. So, born in Puerto Rico, left Puerto Rico when I was like a year or something. Moved over to Connecticut.
Kennedy.
We had a lot of family in Connecticut who moved prior to us moving over there. I think that was like the main reason why we ended up moving over there. Growing up in Connecticut was a blast.
Yeah, you liked it a lot.
Typical Hispanic household, parties every other weekend at someone's house, always something going on. That was great. Later on, when my parents split up, I moved to Puerto Rico for a year, so my mom had enough time to get everything in order while we were in the process of moving down to...
So your mom and dad got divorced, and your mom decided to move down to Florida?
Yes, yeah. So they got separated when I was 7th grade, something like that.
How was that on you?
It was different.
Was it hard as people say it is? That it really is tough on the kids? Like, did you know what was going on? Like, were you aware that parents?
I mean,
like, did you know what divorce was? Like, you're 7 years old. Come on.
There was definitely signs, but I'm clueless. Like in life, I'm clueless. Like, yeah, I'm observant for other things, but for other things, I'm just like
Desperdido,
whatever. I just go with the flow, sort of thing. So after that, we went to live for a year, my 8th grade year in Puerto Rico. That 1 year living in Puerto Rico, going to the school there, went to a private school, which was like a complete 180 or...
From when you were used to Connecticut.
Yeah, from when I was used to in Connecticut. I loved it. I loved the school in Puerto Rico, but I knew I wanted to come back. Like I didn't want to stay there.
You didn't want to live in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I didn't want to live there. But I always knew I wanted to come back. And funny enough, like around 5th grade, my aunt, she took like a group of her nephews and nieces to Florida for a week. And we stayed at one of my aunt's house that was living here. And we went to Disney for that whole week, and we stayed around here in the area. And it's funny enough, we're driving by the high school, and they make a joke that, look, this is the high school you're going to end up going to. Mind you, I was in 5th grade. This was like 3 years before anything ever happened.
Going into middle school or high school?
Yeah. So I was I'm in 5th grade living in Connecticut now. This is before my parents split up, right?
Okay.
So it's like 3 years before anything happened. So they joke around and they're like, this is the high school that you're gonna go to. And I'm all like, what do these ladies know? I ain't coming here. And then my freshman year, I am walking through those doors with my head down, and I'm all like, damn, how did they know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so, I mean, just to get back on track. So, yeah, so I lived in Puerto Rico for a year. I loved it there. I still have friends there. We follow each other, social media and all that good stuff. And then after that, my mom, she got everything in order. She got an apartment down here. So we moved down here to Miami.
So you went from, just to get it straight, you went from Connecticut
to Puerto Rico
to Miami, Florida.
To down here, yeah. And then my freshman year in high school, I want to say maybe towards the end of my freshman year was when I met you guys.
Towards the end of freshman year,
yeah. You guys were in middle. You guys were in 8th grade.
Right, we're a couple of old types, okay? I'm turning 31 in a few days. Right, May 19th.
32 in a couple months.
Show some love. 32 in a couple of months. August, my boy. So, damn, we met you freshman. You were 14 at that time. And, when you were a freshman, I was in middle school.
Yeah, you were in 8th grade.
I was in 8th grade because you graduated a year before me.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was a freshman. I was in 8th grade. I was probably 13 years old. He was 14 when we met. And
Something like
guys,
that. Yeah.
to bring it into conclusion or into realization, I'm turning 31. He's turning 32.
20 years, almost that.
20 something years of friendship that we've had. Good, the bad, the ugly, serious, non-serious, laughing, crying.
Hair, no hair.
Hair, no hair. Flacco had beautiful Goldilocks.
Now I'm just clean.
Now my boy's
shaved,
clean
man.
shaved.
I ain't spending no money on
And
barbers.
I knew that was coming for him because his dad is also bald as freak.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, fun story.
Let it go.
Flacco one time invited me to his mom's birthday party, and then he asked me to Dougie for her. So I ended up Dougieing at the party. Oh my God, bro, good times, dude. So you got here, you came here, you met us. So how did that translate into so now we know how the family you were born into, how that transitioned from you coming from Connecticut to Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida, to meeting your group of best friends. Now, and besides meeting us, you're married to your high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that once you met her, that's where your love story begins, and then that's where the family that you have today has been built. So tell me a little bit about how you rizzed up Guppy and how you got her and all your good, bad, and the ugly tactics. Because, guys, if anyone doesn't know, love is ugly. As beautiful as it is, love is very ugly. Because you'll do whatever you need to do to get your girl from whoever.
It's funny. I tell the story and she
Like a true
downplays
Dominican, he's a savage.
So she's always been this charismatic person. I'm usually to myself.
Very true.
So I met her I want to say maybe towards the end of my sophomore year. Yeah, definitely my sophomore year because she was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because towards the end of the school, I found out it was her birthday sometime in May. And the cafeteria sells like these little cakes. So I was going to get her one of these cakes. And there's only two options, vanilla or chocolate. And I'm all like, damn, which one is she going to like? I was like, she's probably going to like vanilla. You can't go wrong with vanilla, right?
It's very basic. Everybody
This
most
is like
likely
this
loves
is like one of the very first things that I learned, right? So I get the vanilla cake. I waste my hard-earned money on that, 40 cents. If you know the struggle, right?
Guys, we were broke in high school. I'm telling you guys, this is why we're eating good eats now. We were broke in high school. I'm telling you.
Right, so I buy the cake, right, and then I give it to her like kind of like a little birthday cake or whatever, and she's like, the very first thing is like, I don't like vanilla.
Oh
and,
my
and
God!
she stabs the cake with like a spork or like a straw, and I'm just like, oh shit. Oh, my bad.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
And I'm all like, oh well, I guess she likes chocolate. I never let that story down.
Oh my God! So then that's how you guys met, and then fast forward now.
And now we have a 3-year-old.
Now you guys have a 3. So we know that your love story came because you traveled many places to come, and it's funny enough that you met your spouse. Guys, honestly, there was this on-run going joke. I think you say that. I think that's how you say it. That we didn't know what they were.
Yeah, because there was a time that we were always on and off.
And I didn't know if they were on or if they were off or if
like,
they were.
She liked someone else. Someone else liked her. I liked someone else. Someone else liked me.
I'm telling you guys.
Pretty much like always on and off, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it did, and then her parents didn't really let her have a boyfriend. She comes from a very Christian family, so there was always that going on. But I guess I came out on top. So.
And funny enough, the group of friends that he met were all Christian, so
yeah,
it worked out really well.
Yeah. Another crazy thing is when I moved to Florida, I moved like the first or second week of August. This was, I want to say 2006.
Yeah, more or
she
less.
also moved to Florida like within that same week. So
Are you serious?
Yes. So
I didn't know this.
She came from Honduras. Her family came down that same week that we moved. We had no idea. It's just coincidence.
God just said, all right, these two are going to
Yeah.
meet. She's going to stab his vanilla cake, and he's going to fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, now they created this beautiful, amazing human being called, can I say her name?
Yeah.
Oh, Baby P. She's always going to, she could be
Baby P.
married. She's always going to be Baby P. So now with your love story, kind of a little bit of background of your love story and how that went to now, how how you. By the way, we call her Guppy. Her real name's Ivana, but we call her Guppy. Um, we love her very much. Shout out to you, Guppy. My love. Thank you for taking care of my man's. Um,
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. You didn't push her out not to get that, right? You gotta give her due diligence. Um, so with that being said, how does that translate now that like you said, like I was saying, your love story, how you guys met, how everything played out the way they played out, how God literally just aligned everything. How did that translate to now your family that you've built now? Because that's the family you were chosen into. You came from a family that was very united, but at the same time also a family that was kind of broken in regards to the divorce. Regardless if you were 7 years old, not knowing or knowing, it did take some type of toll on you because it wasn't the life you lived before. Moved. Finally came here, met a group of friends that became your brothers, met the love of your life, Guppy, and then now fast forward to 20 something plus years. Um, how does that translate into fatherhood, being a husband, being the head of the household, um, moving out of mom and dad's house, living on your own? Because these are all big major steps. Going to school, graduating college. So how did that translate into how your family is now, into how
So
life is now with you and your family, with you and literally your
yeah,
family, not like
yeah,
your mom, your dad, no, your family. Like you created this from zero.
yeah. So I mean, I guess just to backtrack a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
through that whole, I guess, growing up process, like a little bit before and even after my parents separated, I didn't get to see my dad as often as I would like. It's just things that happen. No blame on him or my mom or anything like that. It's just things that happened. Would I've liked for him to be more involved? Yeah, but communication is also a two-way street.
Mm-hmm.
So the good things and the bad things that I've learned, I try to implement that towards my kid. I still remember the day that my wife told me that she was pregnant. Funny story.
Ooh, how's that? I
Um,
never even asked you that off
is
camera. How's that?
March 10th. Don't forget, because it's Mario Day, literally March 10th. I'm literally sleeping. It's like 6 in the morning. She doesn't feel good. This is right before work. Um, I'm dead asleep. She wakes up, doesn't feel good. She takes a pregnancy test, uh, and it sees that it comes out positive, right? And like she wakes me up, and she's like, I wouldn't say yelling at me, but she's like, it's positive, and she throws the pregnancy stick at me when I'm dead asleep, and I look at it and I see it, and I'm all like, I have two options here. It's like I don't know how to react to this situation. I don't know if she's happy, if she's mad. It wasn't that the baby was unplanned. We were prepping to get to that point, so we were getting there. It wasn't that she was unplanned. And it was right before work, and at the time, I didn't really like my job, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take advantage of this. And actually, no, at that time I was already working for the company that I'm working now.
Uh-huh.
But this was during the pandemic days. So yeah, she throws it at me, and I'm just like, I look at it, I see it's positive, and there's literally nothing that I can really do about it. Like I can't change the outcome, so I literally go back to sleep.
You go back to sleep.
I go back to sleep and get like an extra 30 minutes because she's with her sister.
Okay.
Because we were at the time we were staying at her sister's house for a couple months. Because we moved out of our apartment and we weren't gonna get another apartment for like another month or two.
Mm-hmm.
So we lived in with them for like 2 months.
Shout out to family.
Yeah.
Me and Rachel, we
So
love you too, man.
so she throws it at me, and I look at it and I go back to sleep, and then she's just talking to her sister the whole time, and I'm all like, her sister is here to support her. Uh, I try to think rational, even though it's not the right thing to do at the time, emotionally wise, and I was like, her sister's there to support her.
wasn't
She
even
got
there.
it. So I went back to sleep, and then I wake up, and then I'm all like, okay. And then again, I'm always like clueless. I always just go with the flow. So whatever. We find out that she's pregnant. We start taking the necessary steps, making sure the baby's healthy, making sure that she's healthy. She's going along, and then I'm just like, I keep treating every single day like it's just a normal day. Like I know I have a baby coming, but every single day to me is just like a regular normal day. Um, but I know in the back of my head one day is just gonna change. Like when the baby gets here. So fast forward to maybe like 4 days before the babies. Now I would say maybe like 2 days before the babies too. I'm literally just driving. I'm by myself. I'm minding my business. I'm not gonna forget this. I was on Miramar Parkway, by like 47th Avenue. I'm literally just driving. I'm at a red light, and all of a sudden it hits me. It hits me, and I'm literally standing at the red light, just crying. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a dad, and it hits me like a ton of bricks. I call my mom on the phone straight crying like a little
ugly crying
baby.
too. Oh.
And I'm all like, I'm gonna be a dad. I cannot believe this. I'm happy. I'm so excited. And then I talk to my mom, and then I get home, wipe off my tears, make sure she doesn't see anything. And then a couple days later, when that baby's born, I'm just like, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just
A
came
lot
out,
of it-
it came out of nowhere. Those emotion came out of nowhere. Came out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
guys, and I'm not. For those who don't know, he's not a. Well, he's a little softy. He cries from time to time, but he can also be very, you know.
No, I have a coworker. When I started working here at my current job, older guy, he has two teenage boys. I'm pretty sure they're like now in their 20s because this was like 5 years ago. And he would always say, this was before, I think my wife was pregnant at the time, or maybe this was right before it. This is before it, because this was like December. We found out she was pregnant in March. This was before.
Okay.
He always talked about how he had boys growing up, cool, tough as he's gonna be, but the minute his daughter was born, like he says that everything now makes him cry. Like he sees a butterfly lands on a flower, he thinks like, oh my God, that's beautiful, and he cries. And I'm all like, really, bro? And then when I tell you, when you have a girl, every little thing you find beautiful makes you want to cry. Like I look at anything, like I see like a parent like holding their kid's hands, that makes me cry. I see the like graduation photos, that makes me cry. Learning how to ride a bike, that makes me cry. Every little thing is just like a small tear. Like,
you don't think you're just getting softer as you
like
get older?
I feel it, dude. Like growing up, like you see so many like evil things, mean things, cruel things. You kind of become like desensitized to it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
But now, like you see it and you just think about like the backstory, and you're just like in tears. It's a whole new wave of emotion.
Guys.
Like the only way you can feel it is if you have a girl.
Oh,
yeah,
God. Guys, I don't know what I'm gonna get. My wife is a twin, so we'll see if we end up getting 2 boys, 2 girls. But I'm definitely looking forward to fatherhood.
I know you guys are like waiting for the perfect, like the whole friend group to have a kid. But I'm telling you, man, it's like a whole new world you guys have never experienced before.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that as scary as it can be, it's as exciting as it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, damn, dude, it's just crazy to think that you never thought you would love something as much as you love your daughter.
I always say this: the best thing in life is watching them grow up, and the worst thing in life is watching them grow up.
That's true, man. Oh, that's such a sad truth. All right, let's not talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Because you're going to make me cry. I don't want to talk about that. I don't even have kids yet. So that's where you create your family. And guys, let me just add this to you, okay? There's this one game that's not beholding our friend group as a whole, but it's the one thing that we always come to, we always run to. We play Super Smash Brothers. We've been playing this game since the 64, and this game we played about 4 generations of the game.
We started on the Wii.
We started on the Wii.
Back when
I played 64. You played 64. We started playing.
Yeah, we've played those. We played those before, but like we really started on the Wii.
Yeah. On the Wii. Smash
back in the day when I used to beat you guys with one hand.
Not anymore though. Not anymore though. So we've been playing Smash and every version of the game ever since, from Smash 4 to Project M to
Drive up to Orlando to
drive
go
up to Orlando, go to
tournament.
tournaments. Like this was an important game to us, to the point where we're telling our wives, "All right, babe, we'll see you in a bit. We're gonna go be playing Smash." And all of our wives are calling us, "When are you coming home?" And we're like, "All right, run it back, run it back, run it back." And we're just playing for hours. Like we played this game all night long, literally all night long, like all nighters. So this is during the pandemic. We really haven't had a chance to hang out. We're not spending time together because obviously the pandemic and all this other stuff. Most of us are working from home. So we started playing Smash Online. I'm wrecking everybody. You already know. King DDD, shout out to you, dog. Wrecking everybody, doing my thing online. And guys, let me tell you that the way he told us that he was a dad was the craziest way ever. So we're playing in Smash. You're able to put in a tag when you're online. You're able to put in like your name or whatever it is that you want to be called. And we're playing, and we already have a couple matches in. We've been playing for a minute now. Like my wife is sleeping. It's 3 a.m. I'm being quiet. I'm trying to make not too much noise as I play. And then he goes out of nowhere. He gets out and he comes back in and he says, "I'm a dad." And I look at it and I go, "What? What type of whack name is it?" I'm like, it has to be abbreviated for something. I'm like, and then we're on a group chat. So I'm like, "Dude, why are you saying that you're a dad?" And then he goes, "Cause I am." I promise you guys, I stopped playing the game. I called him. We all called him. We all got on the phone call. I had to wake up my wife. I was like, "Babe, wake up, wake up." And we found out that Flacco and Guffey were expecting. And that was some great news. Awesome time. It was just crazy that instead of telling us how normal people do, he told us the best way possible, which is through Smash. Honestly,
I was like, how do I bring this up?
I don't think there was any other perfect way to do it than through the game, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know how
You're gonna send me an invitation?
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, how do I bring this up? So I started playing, and then I'm all like, okay, I'm gonna tell him, because I told you guys before. I told like everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do I do this? Because there isn't really a chat function on the Switch. So I'm like, all right, let me just change my gamer tag. So I changed my gamer tag, and I was like, oh, it didn't work. I need to change my actual name on the Switch. So I get out, rename my Switch to I'm a Dad, and I log in, and I changed my icon. I put Baby Mario, as my icon, and then I log back in, and they're like, what's going on?
Yeah, I was like, guys, we've been playing the game for so long, and I know Flake's gamer tag, because it's the same one always. So when he changed it, I was like, what is this? But let me tell you, it was probably the best news we received. We were so excited, and we still get to enjoy Baby P. You know what I mean? I definitely, obviously, they live a little farther now, so we don't get to see him as often. But when we do, it's always a great time. So that's a little bit on his family, and yeah, bro. So is fatherhood as hard as they say it is?
Not if you have a good family nucleus, a good support around you. It really isn't that hard as it seems. Nah, I wouldn't say it's difficult. Like it gets harder.
It gets harder, yeah.
It gets harder. The easiest is when you're a newborn. Like people say, oh, I'm gonna lose sleep, blah 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 blah.
Blase.
Whatever. That's the worst you do. That's the worst.
That's the worst it gets, right?
Yeah,
That's the worst it's gonna be.
You lose sleep. Like they don't move, they don't crawl. They're gonna stay in one spot. That's it.
That's it.
Literally, as they get older, it does get a little bit harder every single year because it's new things. It's new things that are going on. You got to realize, like, this is the first time, like, you're a parent.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So they don't know. They don't know that it's also your first time.
They're like,
like, they don't know. Like, you're also trying to figure it out. They just expect or have this perception that your mom and dad, you guys have everything under control.
You've been a mom and dad. You should
I'm just gonna wait for my meals, go to sleep, and have fun, and then that's it.
And then you handle everything else.
Yeah, but it's literally like you're figuring it out every single day as it goes on, Jesus, pretty much.
And think about it, our parents were like that too, bro. And the thing is, the difference is you guys were preparing yourselves for it. Our parents, out of straight one-nighters horniness, boom, we're here, bro. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, I wasn't planned. I'm a bastard. I was not planned at all. My mom was just like, yo, he looks good. My dad was like, yo, he look bad. Clap some cheeks, and now look, I'm here today. So it's crazy when they did it unprepared and still made it happen, and how different it is now that you're prepared and how it's going.
But you know what? You gain a new sense of appreciation. Like you appreciate your parents a bit more, what they went through, what other people go through. Like you're able to relate to that.
To them.
Seeing what they
That
did
is
wrong,
true, yeah.
seeing what they did right. It's like one thing is you know it, but other thing is like experiencing it. It's
Very true, very true, very
two
true.
different things.
Dang, dude, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be calling, blowing up your phone. I'm gonna be like, Flacco, why is it peeing on me? What am I supposed to do? But yeah. So with that being said, transitioning into a family. Obviously, families, we have to support them. Families, not just support them physically, spiritually, be there emotionally, but also financially. So that leads me to our next topic. What do you do for a career? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you're doing now? What type of transitions are you in the works? Like, what is it that you're trying to do in regards to your career? And obviously, you come from a dual family income because it's you and your wife that are both working, which I think is awesome. But on your end, what's it like looking next for Flacco in regards to his career and economical situation?
So,
more career, I would say.
this is it's kind of crazy to think because I heard something a few months ago that it kind of resonated with me. Your kids are only going to be this small, this young for a certain time in your life.
Bro, that's so funny. You know what it is? I had a couple of dads on the pod, and we literally talked about it, and they're like, dude, my kid's only gonna be 2 one time.
Yeah.
They're only gonna be 3 one time.
Exactly. You're only gonna have that for a moment. So this is something I heard a few months ago that kind of resonated with me. It was like you have the opportunity to move up on your job because at the right now, working from home, chilling. I get to spend every single hour of the day with my daughter. That's awesome. Now, obviously, the goal, is always try to provide as much as you can for your family.
Absolutely.
Financially,
Yeah.
that's pretty much like every head of the household, their thing.
Yeah.
But it's also at like what cost? You have the opportunity to move up on your job, climb up the corporate ladder, do all that good stuff. But is that going to take time away from your family? Is that sacrifice, is that going to take time away from your family? And also, what price are you going to put on that time being taken away from your family?
Very true.
So, to me, it's like I'm never going to get those years back. I'm always going to have time to make more money in the future. So at the moment, like I'm kind of just enjoying what I do right now. Obviously, I'm looking for stuff within my job to move forward, but also I'm looking stuff to stay at home, just to be with her every single day because that's time I'm not going to get back whatsoever. And then once she starts going to school, that's going to be a whole other thing. I see myself crying on the first day dropping her off.
You're not gonna want to.
Yeah.
They think about it. School is crazy. You're just dropping her off with a bunch of strangers.
And she's always been home, so that's
so that disattachment is gonna be crazy.
That's going to be something crazy.
Oof.
So yeah, it's like I'm slowly. I wouldn't say I'm putting a straight pause in it, but I am keeping avenues open. But I am.
But you're not as adamant in regards to wanting to get promoted or like grinding it out because you're like, it's okay that it takes its time because the time that I have with my daughter is a lot more important than making more money.
Yes, exactly.
And at least when she gets to an age where now the important years I was present and now she's going to be doing her own thing. Like, because eventually when they go to school, kids end up developing like a sense of independence. At that point it gives you the opportunity to kind of grind because you're like, oh, my daughter doesn't need all of my attention.
Correct.
At that moment now. She already has a good foundation. Now she's kind of doing her own thing. I can do my own thing.
So for the time now, I'm prioritizing her over my job.
And I think that's super important, dude.
We're blessed to work for such a good company.
Yeah. We work for the same company, by the way, obviously. Shouting out, but shout out to you guys. Yeah.
We get so much time off. I literally just take random days off just to take her out.
That's
pretty
awesome.
much.
Little father-daughter dates?
Yeah, so we've gone to the museums, we've gone to the parks.
Anything you do with your daughter, you just love
pretty
it.
Much,
bro.
yeah. We've been to a few museums already down here.
I saw the little water thing that you were dipping in the background. I know she was going crazy with that. Kids in water, they go stupid with that.
So I like to do things like that with her.
And it's
'Cause
cool
then
that she has her cousin so close to her too.
yeah, she also has her cousins, it's four of them, so
For them, yeah.
it's great.
She has, yeah. She's not
Um,
growing up alone. She has
she's not,
literally
no.
cousin siblings, primo hermanos, how they say it in
Yeah.
Spanish.
So right now it's just like prioritizing the time with her because I know I'm not gonna get that back.
Back.
Um, and daycare is also expensive.
Oh my god, dude! Believe it or not, right? I have no kids right now, and I'm a strong believer that parents being present, it's way more important and way more valuable than anything else. I've said this before. I don't remember a time where I got home and my mom wasn't home. I don't remember a time growing up where my mom wasn't present. Now, do I remember there was times where my mom had to go out and she wasn't as available as before? Yeah, but I was already at an age that I understood. My mom is doing this because she's trying to provide for the family.
Yeah.
But I can never say that my mom was not there. So I think, in this sense, you being there for baby P is the same thing that she's gonna see how I saw it. That's like my dad was always present. Like you know how cool it is for her to see that when she comes from school. So like, oh, I can't wait to see Papi. Can't wait to see Mom. I can't wait to see Dad. And just be there. And eventually it's gonna get to a point. Every teenager, Mom, I don't want to see you. I want to go hang out with my friends. And
Yeah, that's a whole new.
that's
phase.
a whole new phase. But at least being present is just so important and it's so powerful on a child because the last thing you want is to be an absent parent because then I feel like that really has a lot of backlash as they get older because then you're never there for me, you've never been there for me, whereas I prefer my kids to complain that I'm there too much.
Yes, it's I feel like that is 100% important, to have your parents there, whether it's co-parenting or living in the same house. It's
Just present, period.
just, yeah, you gotta be involved. You do.
Yeah. Um, are we expecting another baby anytime soon?
I want another one like ASAP.
Baby fever over here, guys.
Um,
How's the wife feel about that? Because, yeah, it's easy for us. We want it ASAP. But she has to go 9 months.
I'm not the one pushing, so.
But is you and Guppy on the same boat? Like, does your wife
Yeah.
also want another baby, too?
Yeah, we definitely are on the same board, on the same boat. When it comes to having another one, it's just a matter of like ironing out small details with like work, health, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. She wants a boy.
I think it would be so cool to have a Flacco Jr.
Yeah, but
But guys, he's always been team girl.
so
I've
I've actually
would you be happier if you got? Oh,
I've-
not happier.
I've-
Would you like to have another girl?
I've always been team boy until I came to the realization maybe like 5 years before having my daughter, maybe 3 years before having my daughter. It was like the boys are just gonna go to their mom, and the girls go to their dad.
So you wanted,
And
you
I'm
wanted
like,
all that
I'm such a
attention, huh?
mama's boy. So I'm like,
I'm a mama's boy,
wait
too.
a second, I want a girl. And I'm telling you, she has me wrapped.
Yeah.
She has me wrapped. So if I have another girl,
Oh
awesome.
man, Flacco's gonna be broke, double broke.
Double
dude.
broke. If I have another girl,
He's
awesome.
working hard just to be able to get them whatever they want, bro.
If it's a boy, awesome as well.
Yeah.
Awesome as
No,
well.
honestly, me and the wife want a boy to start off with. We want a mixture. We want a boy and girl, but obviously whatever God wants to do, he'll do. But I'm hoping that me and Tati, when we do end up having kids, we do have a boy. I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting to be a dad since I met her. Tati wants to be a mom so bad. She wants to be pregnant. She wants to go through the whole nine. Obviously, once we buy a home, we'll be putting the trigger on that. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Before that first box is in the house, she's pregnant. That's it. She's knocked up. Because I've been ready to start my family. I've been ready to be a dad. I'm working on my dad bod now to make it look nice. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So right now in the cards for your career, you're making that decision to kind of put it on, not on a pause, but on, let's put it this way. I guess maybe this will make sense. Like lay away, you're just kind of putting it at the back burner because right now what's prioritized, what's just more of a priority, which I think it's the most honorable thing to do and probably the correct thing to do,
Yeah.
is to put baby P first.
Yeah, because right now we kind of have everything that we need. We're able to pay the house, not a problem. We have food on the table. We can go on family trips.
Life is good. Man.
Life is good, and people always want more.
Yeah.
Whether it's materialistics or whatever like that. But
Yeah.
it's like, when is wanting
When is it
more?
enough,
Yeah,
right?
like when is it going to be enough?
Exactly.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And right now, just me spending every single day with her, because I know eventually that's going to change. For me, that's enough. That's enough. If I'm able to find something better that allows me to continue to do, yeah, I'm on that boat. But at the moment, it's her.
It's her.
It's her.
Yeah. And how did that? Did band? Because for some people, when they have kids, their marriage dynamic changes. Does your dynamic for marriage change? Like, is your relationship with you and Guppy even stronger than it was before, or has it taken a toll at
No,
first? Or
I would say it's stronger. Again, it's all about communication. That is the key. Whether it's finances, the kid, anything, is you literally need to set aside, whether it's a day out of the month or something like that, just to like go over everything, making sure everything is good, and also just to make sure that each other, that one another, that we're good within ourselves. Because I know sometimes it could be all about the baby, and we forget about each other, that sort of thing.
Don't get me wrong, kids are awesome.
Yeah,
My wife was here
we
first.
also have. We're also lucky enough to have her mom. She is currently living with us.
Shout out Suegra.
And she helps us out tremendously, to the point where we think that our daughter likes her more than us.
No, I'm not gonna lie, and I think it's also good that you keep her around your
Yes.
grandma. Like, it's like I grew up with my grandmother, and it was such a blessing. Like, I love my grandma too. Honestly, I do. I think to this day, I think I love my grandma a little bit more than my mom.
So that's fun seeing. That's a blessing, seeing that
That's awesome.
relationship every single day, how they greet each other.
I love you, mom.
And her brother's also living with us, so that's also great to see.
Oh, Theo there too.
Yeah.
Oh
how
man, that's
they-
so odd.
how
See,
they
that's what I like
interact,
about it, because
yeah.
she's literally surrounded by a bunch of family. So this is like, this whole family is kind of her nucleus. She's like,
Yeah.
this is everybody that I want in my life right now.
Yeah.
And then she enjoys with everyone.
Hmm.
Wow, bro, that's awesome.
And then she has her sister too. Her sister has two boys and two girls.
So they all, I'm telling you, they all be having such
The,
a
the
good
two
time.
girls, they're closer in age. One's a month apart, literally to the day of 1 month apart.
Jesus.
Her and her sister
like
were
they
pregnant at
planned
the
it.
same time. Yeah.
It's like they planned it.
And then the other one is just 2 years older than her.
But I think that also strives from your wife, because you're very close to your parents, and Guppy's very close to her
Yeah,
family.
she comes from a pretty big family. It's 4 of them.
Yeah, so they're really
Yeah.
like they're okay with living in one room as long as it means that they're all together. They'll make it work.
And it's crazy too, because early on in our relationship, like it's always been my mom and my sister, just us 3. So the house was always quiet. And then going into their house and hearing everything, all the chatter, the rumbling, that was like overstimulating for me.
Yeah?
And sometimes it still is. And it's
Like,
just like,
oh.
oh God, just go home.
I am. Damn, go to another home.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So that's taking some getting used to. But I mean, what's the alternative? You don't have family around.
Yeah, bro, that would be so sad, man.
I'll take the noise, even though it drives me crazy. I'll take the noise every day.
No, absolutely, bro. And it's even different, because think about it. My wife grew up with her own room after she ended up sharing. I never to this day, I've never had my own room. I went from switching it from sharing a room with my mom, my sister, my grandmother, to me and my sisters, to now me and my wife. To this day, out of 31 years of living, I have yet to have my own room. And honestly, I probably wouldn't want to have my own room, because it sucks having your room and being alone.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I do now? So I love having my wife. I love being around people. And I grew up kind of I also grew up in a very close and tight-knit family. So even during the good, the bad, and the ugly, the case may be, whatever the case may be, we were always close.
Yeah.
And to this day, we're still close. And that's how, and even in my marriage, sometimes you kind of see the difference. I'm like, dang, babe, you don't really share like that? She's like, no. I'm like, wait, I was taught to, if I don't share, I don't get nothing.
Exactly.
So I got to share. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. But my wife is a very generous woman. Very, very generous. My wife, really generous. She gives a lot more than she receives. So.
I definitely came in with a very me mentality.
Really?
Yeah.
Selfish?
No, I wouldn't say selfish, but
You were just thinking of yourself, though.
pretty much when on her side, it was always like us, sort of thing. So that definitely took some time for me to get used to.
But that got fixed through,
Yeah.
like you said, through communication. That's just talking. Dang, that's
Definitely get
crazy,
some
man.
time to get used to. And it's crazy because like our group dynamic, at least I see you guys are all lovey-dovey, but nah, we always have banter going on between us. So
Yeah? You could be, no. Honestly, my wife, me and my wife are very lovey-dovey. I mean, she wants me to hold her hand, open the door when we walk in. At first, she was like, why you not, like, she didn't like, you don't have to open my door for me. I was like, okay. Couple of years, yo, open my door. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, baby. After I walk around, I open the door.
like I'm not a PDA type of guy.
My wife is not very PDA'd, so honestly,
Nah.
my love language is physical touch. So if you see me touching my wife, grabbing her hand, grabbing her waist, kissing her, touching her there, is because I like me touching my wife. It makes me happy because I know that she's like there. You get me? My wife is not physical touch. For her, is more quality time, gift giving. She loves to receive gifts, and fortunately, I don't really like to receive gifts. I'm more of a giver, so it works out really well because I love giving her. When I give her something, it makes me happy, and when she receives it, it makes her happy and it makes her feel like she's loved. So it was just crazy because my wife. I'm more of a PDA. I don't mind.
I'm not.
I don't mind making out in public. I don't give a damn. That's my girl. That's my wife.
Nah.
Forget you. I don't mind giving a kiss.
I
But
love you.
my wife is not like that.
Mm-mm.
So we've kind of come to a compromise where now she kind of meets me halfway. When I ask her, "Oh babe, I love you," I give her a kiss on the cheek, or she'll give me a kiss in the mouth, like a little peck. But it's not anything crazy. And at the same time, now I've come to understand because I've seen it. I'm not a PDA guy anymore. Nah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, keep that to the house. Keep that in the bedroom. Keep that between you and the
You know, it's
missus.
crazy. We have such a height difference. Like for
Oh,
me,
God. Okay. This guy is, how tall are you?
6'2".
He's 6'2". How tall is Guppy?
She's like 5'2".
Five.
Like 1 foot difference.
Jesus.
She gets like up to my chest. So it's crazy. Like
Get
I
to
literally
go
have
for
to
it
like
today.
go down to like hold hands. So I literally like when we're walking, she hates this. I literally go like this when we're walking side by side to each other. Just leave my arm and she gets mad.
You literally have to put your hand like this and you just rest
Like
on
I
her
have
shoulder.
to bend my arms.
Yeah,
like,
bro. That is no. Me and my wife we're kind of on the same height. I'm just like a few inches taller than my wife, but we're short.
I
me
think
and
from
my
the
wife.
group, my wife is the shortest.
Do you think so?
5'2". Michelle's definitely taller.
I think Tati's taller than.
Yeah, I think Tati's taller
Oh,
too.
is she? Honestly, we just have to get all the wives and
We
just
have
line them
to-
up
we
and
have
find
to
out
get-
who's the tallest in the group. But
Mm.
yeah, man, I love my marriage, and it's funny because me and the wife one time even talked about it. Like, it was a random conversation. We're like, we kind of like how life is. Do we really want to have kids to make this destructive? And I go, you're kind of right. But yeah,
Yeah,
we want to have
and-
kids. Let's do it. Yeah, we're adamant, bro. We
Enjoy
wanted to
it.
have kids, bro.
Enjoy it. Life with kids changes everything, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you, in some way or another, that you can't live the life that you were living before. Obviously, you're not gonna take the kid to the club at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
you're not gonna do that.
Come on. I'll
Um,
take him to a Smash session, though. Have my baby here as I'm running Smash.
But like those family trips that you do, even before you guys have a kid, like you can still do that. Like it won't be like full blown to the extent that you guys did it before, but that's still something you guys can do as a family.
Yeah.
Would the kid remember? Probably not. Do they fly for free until they're 2? Take advantage of it.
You know he has.
Take advantage. Mine's just 3, so having to pay that extra ticket kind of hurts a little bit. But points, get your points.
Get your points,
You can still do it.
Yeah,
You can still do it.
And
It's
honestly,
just a matter of want.
I like that our friend group has gotten to a point where eventually, for us to hang out, I'm okay with bringing my kid around.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I have no
I love it
problem.
when we're hanging out. He's like, I'm bringing baby P. I'm like, heck yeah, bring him. What the freak? Get all the toys out. We're gonna have to entertain him. We'll have a good
She
time.
knows half the roster anyways on the game.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's been teaching her to play Scratch. She's gonna be whooping her uncles real soon.
She has an advantage, 4 or 5 year advantage.
4 or 5 years
on
advantage.
young
Jesus,
kids.
she has such a bro.
Yep.
She has such a head start.
She got a head
Karen knows how
start.
to wave dash. We don't even wave dash in this game. But with that being said, now going into your belief, bro. You know, I do believe that everyone has a belief system. Either they believe in God, they don't believe in God. They believe in the universe and crystals and auras and energy or whatever the case may be. You get me? To each his own. Obviously, my faith base and my belief is in Christianity, is in the Lord Jesus Christ Himself, nothing else. And it's been working for me up to this day, up to 31 years of life. I think I've seen God more active in my life than ever before. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. Doesn't mean I don't fall into sin. Doesn't mean I'm better than you. But it just means that I'm so bad that I need a God to help me, and my God is Jesus Christ, and to me, at least, that's the only one true God. So that's where I stand in regards to what I believe, and Jesus Christ is my true Lord and Savior. Now, what is that looking for you? What does that look like for you? Are you on there? Are you not there? Do you practice a different type of faith? Whatever the case may be. So what? Or maybe not at all. Maybe your belief system could be something else, something very practical. So what is your belief system in now 2024?
So for me, that's always been like a back and forth topic.
Yeah.
Growing up, my mom would always used to take us to church on Sundays. I never really enjoyed it because it felt like a classroom to me,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sort of thing. So I never really enjoyed it. And then when I moved over here, she made friends.
Julian.
Yeah, shout out to Julia.
Shout out to Julian. It's a friend of ours,
My mom became friends with the kid who used to go to his youth
Goes to
group,
my YouTube.
and he invited me over, and then that's how I met you guys. And even then, it was more so to like, I guess my mom wanted me to like go out and meet people. We're gonna be living here for a while. Um, meet,
Make friends.
yeah, make friends, good people, not go out there and just meet whoever. Um, and then I was always kind of hesitant, and it's crazy because in 8th grade when we moved to Puerto Rico, it was a private Christian or Catholic school. I really don't remember at the point, and we had a religion class. I was never like a straight A student, but I was never a bad kid.
Hmm.
Um, and it's funny because in religion class, the teacher he's talking and everything, and he's talking about pecados because I went from
Sins.
English school to a Spanish school,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's talking about pecados, religion, and all that stuff. And it took me like towards the end of the semester or to the end of the year to realize that this dude is not talking about fishes. Like this entire time, I'm like, this dude's talking about. Why are you talking about constantly talking about fishes? And then someone explained to me, it was like, no, these are like your sins and stuff like that. And I'm all like, oh, okay, that's crazy.
Pescados
So
de pescado.
yeah, dude, it's the word so close. I'm like, and Puerto Ricans have an accent, so they don't like pronouncing letters. So
God.
I'm like, all right, he's like pecadores, a fisherman. It's all this whole time. I'm like, yo, what's going on here? Because I also never really paid attention in class.
Oh
So
my God. You thought you were taking a picture?
yeah, I don't really know what was going on there.
Oh, damn. I
The
can't
class was
breathe.
also after lunch, so I wasn't really there.
Oh my God.
So whatever. 9th grade when I meet you guys are all on like the religious Christianity thing,
Guys, I've
preaching,
never heard that pescado story before.
And-
It's the first time, by the way.
and all that good stuff. And in my head, I'm just like,
Oh my God.
this is like, in my head, I kind of don't really know what to believe. I was like, these kids are really into it. Is it like a cult? Like, I don't do anything bad. Why do I need this sort of thing? And then you guys like started preaching more. We started hanging out more, and then we kind of noticed a dynamic. And I started like heavily getting involved in it. I did my what is it when you go to Lake Placid?
Oh, Encuentro.
Yeah,
Back then it was Encuentro, now it's called Exodus, but yeah.
Yes. I did my Exodus at the time, and everything was going like that to the point where I kind of like felt like my mind was changing, my thought process. And then one day I was just thinking to myself, and I was like, I kind of felt like I was changing who I was to kind of like fit in a way. And it's not to say that I don't believe, but I do believe in Jesus and God and all that. I definitely do believe it, but I also am curious. Like, there's probably more to things than what I'm being told. So I've always been open-minded to that.
Gotcha.
There's other religions who practice other things. It's always a question, I guess, from a human side. What makes this religion the right one over the other one, sort of thing. So it's not that like I shied away from it,
Yeah.
but I didn't follow it as much because I know there may be other things out there. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just rambling. I guess to TLDR, too long don't read story. I still believe in Jesus. We do teach the baby to pray every night, to be thankful, because at any minute life can change.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to like as to like going to church like every Sunday, that's not something that we do. Even though as a family, like my wife believes that we should be going to church. We have gone to churches over there by where we live. I guess it's just a matter of finding the
One that
right
you
one.
want to congregate to.
And also, it's like something that I can get kind of like involved in, where it's not like someone trying to brainwash you into believing something.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
something that they're telling you about this. You're more than welcome to join. We're not forcing it upon you. If you feel it, awesome, come join us.
And if you don't, still
Um,
come and join us, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, man, it's whatever you
there's
want to do.
no ill will or anything like that. It's a
Exactly.
safe place environment. Her parents very Christian. They listen to the word whenever they get the chance. They play it. They teach it to my daughter, which is
So
awesome.
yeah, bro, it's a big blessing
Whenever
right there.
whenever they have a chance, her mom, her dad always constantly remind me and
Yeah.
also the baby to pray as well.
Wow, that's awesome,
So
bro.
we do have that in us, but that we go every Sunday. No,
No,
not
yeah,
really.
yeah.
But there's other means
Yeah,
as
and
well.
I would also say that going to church every Sunday doesn't make you a Christian. Just like
Correct.
going to McDonald's doesn't make you a Big Mac, or going to Burger King doesn't make you a Whopper. Just because you
Will
go
get
to
you
that
fat though.
institution, it makes you fat. Yeah, but going to that institution and just purchasing something doesn't mean that you are part of that. Going to a church is more about finding community, finding because life by itself without God is hard, and with God is just as hard. So only because we're Christians, and at least I'm 100% fully belong, in Christian. I have no doubts in my mind. But it doesn't mean that life is less harder for me because I don't have the Lord in me or I don't have Christ. It just means that I have a different outlet. Instead of either holding things in or finding other things to distract myself, to either avoid my problems, not face them, or just find ways to cope with what I'm doing, I have Christ, that I'm able to find forgiveness. I'm able to find redemption. I'm able to find answers. Now, going to church on Sunday, I think it's great, and I think yes, and I highly recommend that you should go, bro. But at the same time, I also believe that Christianity should be accepted of one's own free will. Jesus Christ is not holding a gun to anyone's head saying that you have to believe in me. And that's the reason why God has given us free will. He gave us free will in order for us to have the ability to believe what we want to believe and not force us, because if he was forcing us, then Jesus or God would be a dictator,
Hmm.
would be some type of control freak. But he's not. So I 100% agree with you, bro, on that end that uh, some Christians, even in my own church back in the day, were very brainwashy. They would really try to manipulate you, use the Bible in their own advantage, cherry pick verses, and obviously these are things probably people don't mention, but there's an ugly side to
Yeah,
Christianity because a lot of people abuse the word of God.
and
You
that's
get
just
me?
any religion.
And that's in any religion too. I can only speak on Christianity because that's what I am. I believe in Jesus. I'm a Jesus follower. But I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. But just like any, I look at church like if it is a family. Just like any family, there's good times and there's bad times.
Hmm.
But it doesn't mean I'm gonna leave my family because it gets bad. This is why it was always difficult for me to wrap my head around things when things got bad at church. Why people left? I'm like, don't you know that you treat this like if this was your home?
Yeah.
Only because I get into a fight with my wife doesn't mean I'm gonna leave my wife over a fight. It just means that we have more work to do. It just means that I made my mistakes. We got to talk about it. We got to communication. We got to work it out. And I've seen that happen in my church very very often, where the ugly comes, and then you have to learn to love God in the good and also in the bad.
And that's 100% true.
Right? You can't just be cherry picking like I love the
Yeah,
Lord when it's
you
great.
can't,
No,
you
man.
can't, you
You get me?
can't. Like when it goes bad, you start to seek Him.
Yeah.
You also need to seek Him when
It's
it's
good.
good. When
Absolutely.
it's good.
He's at a vending machine. You get me? Like, oh man, now
Yes.
I'm thirsty. Let me go ahead and purchase a drink. So I think it's important that because Christianity for me is more of a relationship and not a religion, is the reason why I say that even if it gets bad, I'm not leaving. Even if it gets good, I'm not leaving. Even if it's mediocre, I'm not leaving. Whatever feelings you want to put into that, I'm not leaving, because this is something that it takes work. Just like any relationship, you're not gonna just leave because of the amount
Yeah.
of fights you get. How many times have you fought with your wife since you guys been together? God only knows how many fights. But were any of those fights more reason enough to want to leave your wife? Absolutely not. They're just fights. And I'm pretty sure you have more good times than you do bad, or just the right amount. You know what I mean? You don't know, but I'm saying there's no, obviously outside of like cheating or infidelity or crap
Yeah.
like that. But there's no fight that can happen within a marriage or within, at least in regards to our marriages, that would cause us to leave our wives, unless it's something as drastic as that. And even then, it's still a conversation to be had. It's not something that You know what I mean? You just kind of just quit on. So in the same way I treat it when it comes to going to church, yes, church is great because you're surrounded by a community who's able to give you the word of God freely and who's able to help you in certain circumstances. Our church does a lot of outreach in regards to talking to people about Christ, but we're not a bunch of weirdos going here telling you to join a cult. Even when we have our youth group, we wanted the people to come because besides talking about the word of God, we also had a very good time.
Yeah.
We would play baseball, we would play football. It was a good time for us to hang out. We would go eat. You know what I mean? We would do a lot of fun things. So it wasn't, and there's a lot of people that even to this day come to group just because of the friendships. And I
Yeah.
still welcome them. Like, come,
Mhm.
because if you come here and you want nothing to learn about God, that's great. But if you're coming here, you're still my friend. So slide, pull up. Let's have a good
Yep.
time. And in the midst of friendship, maybe you'll be like, you know what? Let me actually pay attention. And it's not because I'm forcing you. I'm doing this because I long for your presence. I want you to be here. You're my friend. I care about you. Let's hang out. And if you want to know why I am the way that I am, then I'm going to tell you why I am the way that I am, and it leads to Christ. So sometimes I just think that Christians make it a little bit more of a hassle, more of sometimes they make it, they don't make it seem like Christ is real, but the thing is, for them to see it, you actually have to live it so that
Yeah.
people can see it. Bro, people might not ever get to read the Bible, but people will know who George is. And if they know who George is, then they know who Christ is because I'm trying to live my life
Mhm.
the best as I can as Christ. And then from there, that's where I kind of gotten a lot of respect from different walks of life. I remember when I went to Cleveland, I had a friend of mine that I befriended who was a transgender. And we had a great conversation, and we were working out together every day. We were getting dinner together every day. We were having a good time. It was just a trip that I went to, and we were hanging out, and it was a great
Mhm.
time. And we eventually, through our friendship and through just kind of getting to know each other, I was like, hey, if this doesn't make you feel uncomfortable, I would like to ask you. You already kind of told me something very personal about yourself, that you transitioned. I just kind of want to know how that happened, why you would think that. I'm a Christian, so I kind of want to just see how, and then we had honest and truthful conversation with no disrespect, where he got to the point where it's like, hey, dude, I
Yeah.
want you to come meet my wife, I want you to come over to my family, I want you to meet my son, I want us to hang out, where it was more of an invitation than it was more of an argumentative, where it seemed like I hated him because of what he chose to do in his life or what ended up happening. So it's just crazy to see that even in disagreements, we can still love on people without
Yeah.
having to quote unquote be a Christian. Like, you don't only love people because they're Christian, you love them because God made them. God loves them no matter
That's
what.
kind of like what I like to live by. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna understand everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna agree with everything that's going on.
Same.
I don't need to support everything that's going on.
100% true.
As long as I treat you fairly, treat you like a human being, then I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
If you treat me the same way, that's fine. If you like these things, I hate those things. Uh, we don't have to discuss it. If we do, awesome. But as long as we just treat each other, like human beings, do whatever you want. It's like you're not affecting my life. I'm not going to affect your life. Do whatever you want on your end. I'll do whatever I want on my end. If
Yeah.
you want to mix and mingle, that's awesome. But as long as we're not hurting each other, then
Yeah.
none of
I,
that
I, I
at the end of
think
the day kind of matters.
Yeah, and I think that it's important for us to know that even in, like, from my end, I can be friends with people and love on people who don't walk the same
Hmm.
way I walk. Does that mean that I'm gonna stop loving on them? Does that mean that I'm not gonna offer them Jesus? Absolutely, because that's what I'm called to do. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna shove it down their throats or I'm gonna stop talking to them because they didn't accept what I was offering. Remember, Jesus Christ is an offering. It's something that we offer people. Like, hey, Jesus loves you. He died on the cross for your sins. He wants you to come back and repent and come home. But in order for that to happen, you have to
Yeah.
want to come home. You have to want to come and repent. And if you don't want to, guess what? That's fine. I'm still here. So even in their toughest seasons, give me a call. You might not want to pray, but if I pray, I know the Lord listens. So I'm going to be praying for your situation because I care. I want something to happen to you. Like, literally yesterday at work, I was writing an estimate for a vehicle. And then what ended up happening was that the guy that I was talking to, the body shop mechanic, he said, "Oh, I have to go to the hospital right now because I have to get surgery done on my I think he said on his liver, on his kidney, or something like
Hmm.
that." And I was like, "What the heck?" I stopped doing what I was doing. I was like, "Hey, everybody, gather around!" I got everybody from the body shop. We put hands on the guy and we started praying for him. Don't know if he's a Christian. Don't know if he believes in God, but I know that I do, and I knew that God can perform a miracle in his life. So that's what I did. I was like, "Hey, bro, do you mind me praying for you? Because I don't know if it makes you feel comfortable, but I just want to pray for your situation so that God can be in the midst of that, so that God can be there. Even if you don't believe in Him, I believe in Him, so I know that He will be there. And He gave me the opportunity to be able to pray for Him. And I think it was awesome, bro, and it was a way to be able to invest and to love on them without even having to be weird about it or to manipulate them or to be all sketchy, you get me? Because I've seen those type of people um, in my own church, and I've called them out. I'm like, bro, you're being fake as freak. Be real about it. Like if you're gonna talk about Jesus, be Jesus. He was real. He wasn't cherry picking. He was telling you how it is. And if you got offended, I coño, you got offended. What do you want me to tell you, bro? But at the same time, he also loved on people as much as he loved on people. So, um, yeah, man, and I think it's awesome, bro. I think that your grandparents are on the right track. I think that your family's on the right track, and I think that the journey that you're on and yeah, man. So I do believe that your parents are on the right track. Your grandparents are on the right track, and like I was saying, this journey that you're on, I think it's awesome, man. I hope that you end up finding Crest on your own. You got me as access
Mm-hmm.
whenever you need anything, bro. And I think that's awesome, bro. I'm happy that you're on that journey, and I do pray and I do hope that you ended up coming to a conclusion. If you're, you know.
It's crazy. People have their superstitions or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's crazy because I always think about stuff like that. It's like all the people that pray for you that you don't know who pray
Mhm.
for you. I always joke with myself. I'd be like, the day that George forgets to pray about me is the day that everything is gonna go wrong.
Guys, I pray every single morning. I have my specific time with the Lord, and then within that, him and his family, baby P, Guppy, everybody, all my friends and my family that I hold dear are in prayer. You get me? So,
I've been
uh,
I've been very fortunate in life. I'm gonna be 32 years old. It's gonna happen. It's just part of life. I haven't lost anyone that's close and dear to me.
yeah,
I've lost like great grandparents and family members, but not necessarily family members or friendships that are very close to me.
hmm,
So it's something that I do give thanks for every single day, because I literally like, especially in the line that we work, we know that it can change in the blink of an eye.
yeah,
Like
man. It's
accident
very
can
true.
happen,
Hmm.
and then there it goes.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
goes the whole thing.
absolutely,
And
man.
it sucks, but I also try to put things into perspective. It's like you got to give thanks every single day.
Absolutely.
It's like, would you rather have, let's say you lose a child or anything like that? It's gonna hurt like hell.
Hmm.
Would you rather have her for 1 year? Would you rather have her for 2 years? Yeah, she didn't make it to 18, but you have parents whose kids don't even make it to two.
Wow.
It's like they're born, the baby is didn't make it, or mom didn't make it. Um, it's like, are you gonna cherish the moment that you had with them? Yeah, you just gotta be thankful, kind of,
Yeah,
pretty
thankful.
much.
Honestly, yeah, you gotta be thankful. Have the attitude of gratitude,
Yeah,
and
because there's a lot of people who want to be where you're at,
yeah, man.
even though you're only thinking about where you want to,
Want to go?
where
Absolutely, bro.
you're constantly putting yourself like in other shoes.
Hmm.
But just know that your shoes are fine.
Yeah, man.
Your
Very true.
your shoes are fine. Be thankful for what you have. There's people in this world who strive, who are pretty much killing each other just to be where you're at, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just be thankful for that. The health, day by day. There's people who don't make it to your age. You don't get to see
Hmm.
what you're seeing right now. You just got to be happy for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I think you kind of answered the last question I was gonna ask you, bro. To be honest, I think you kind of already jumped the gun on that, which is good. I was gonna ask you if this was our last conversation, what would you want me to leave with? What would you want them to leave with? Um, so I don't know if maybe that what you just said right now is your answer to that, or if you have something else. But 100% true. I agree. You have to be very thankful. You have to give God the thanks and the glory because for the good and the bad. Because man, dude, you at least still have another day. You have more grace. You have more
Enjoy
mercy.
it.
Enjoy it.
It's literally just enjoy it. Just not to sound like a broken record, but you might not think you may not ever think that it's going to happen to you until
It
it
does.
happens to you.
Hmm.
So whether it's like, oh, I have back problems, my knee aches, or anything like that, like be happy you have that. Like,
Like,
obviously you get it treated
Bro,
and
it's-
feel better, but
Yeah.
people out here in wheelchairs.
Yeah, man. And we're bringing this kind of full back circle from how we started the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Be thankful that we have good problems.
Exactly. Be thankful that you have.
This
good
is why
problems.
people like make it funny, but I am super thankful for type 2 diabetes. If I never got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, having my sugar at 560, I probably would have never made the changes that I've made now, where I've lost about 25 pounds. I feel better. And that's what I was going to tell you. I forgot to mention it. I went to the diabetes doctor, the endocrinologist, and bro, my sugar was at my sugar level, I guess my glucose levels when I first got diagnosed 2 years ago was at 9.8, and now I'm at 5.7, and the average person is at 6. So I'm literally below. So I'm doing really well, and this is all with no medication, no just no medication, no secret ingredients, just straight up dieting and working out for the last 2 years nonstop. So, like you said, bro, I'm thankful, and I would say that if
560 tattoo.
I'm getting 560 yet somewhere, that's for sure, and I'm thankful for it, because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have made the changes that I needed to make. You know what I mean? I would have been letting my wife down, my family down, my kids down, because of what type of example I would have been setting. So I think, bro, if that is what you're saying, that's the last conversation we would want to, like, if this was the last conversation we would have and you want me to leave with gratitude, I think that's probably the best thing that I would want to leave it. I know that they would want to leave with, because we should be thankful for everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad for me was type 2 diabetes. I was like, oh my God. But now the good is that I have type 2 diabetes. I have it as a form of like
It's
accountability. It's like a crutch, and I go, okay, I can never go back to that. And nor do I ever want to go back to that, because I like the way I look, I like the way I feel, and it's only going to get better from here. So,
except for the wedding photos.
oh yeah, I was freaking fat as hell in the wedding photos, guys. It was bad. Every photo I look at now, before then to now, I'm like, Jesus, dude, it was bad. Tennessee, I was going crazy.
He got fitted before he found out. I
forgot about that.
For the tuxedo, and then he lost all this weight, and then come the day of the wedding, he looked like he was back in the early 2000s.
I looked
with
like
a
the
baggy suit. Looking like Fat Joe.
Bro, it was crazy. You're right. I did lose all that weight, and then when they went to I was able to grab the shirt and the vest and everything, and I was able to pull it out because it looked like a parachute. I was like, this is crazy. So can't imagine how I fit now. But yeah, guys, you guys heard it from Flaco himself. The attitude of gratitude would be the last thing that he would want us to leave with. He would want me to leave with. So guys, be thankful out there. Be thankful for everything that you have, for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yeah, that's about it, man. So thank you, bro, for coming on. I appreciate you, my brother. That was
Let
weird.
me know. 2-hour drive. I'll come down anytime.
2-hour drive. Yeah, he doesn't live here, guys. He lives 2 hours, so he drove 2 hours just to do this with me. But guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for another episode of the On The Go podcast. OTG gang, thank you for locking in. I'll be dropping all of his social medias and all his contacts down. Let's go ahead and give him a follow. Give him a follow.
Don't follow me.
You want some dad content? Give him a follow.
Dads who try. Follow them.
Try.
Follow them.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Peace.
Be gone.